Hello again. Today's topic is immigrant workers, the solution to inflation and worker shortages now and in the future. This is a very important topic, especially for small business owners like myself. And in fact, it's something I've been going through lately and something I knew was coming since I became involved with immigration reform back in 2000. It's something that we have to worry about, mainly because this country is going to have an increasing problem with worker shortages, and that, as always, leads to inflation, as is happening now. And it's something that's going to get worse. Back in 2000, I was involved with a group called the National Coalition for Dignity and Amnesty of Undocumented Immigrants. And I was the attorney helping out with preparing a proposal called the Freedom Act to try to bring about changes in immigration so that people could enter legally, and those who are here undocumented could legalize their status. And unfortunately, Congress is not willing to do that, and that is why we're having this problem right now. In fact, that's why we have all these people at the border when they could easily enter legally if Congress would stop using racial divisions to stop necessary workers from coming in, especially in places where you need skilled workers like carpenters, even truck drivers, mechanics, painters, plumbers. All this type of work could easily be done by many Latinos who want to come in here. They're having problems with persecution in their home country, and right now they're being turned back at the border. And we need these workers. This is not something that was unforeseen. And they keep blaming it like, oh, because it was because of COVID. Yeah, COVID sped up the problem that was already going to happen, and it's going to get worse. But COVID didn't create this problem. This is a problem where there's a lot of baby boomers retiring. It is something that we already could easily foresee, and I foresaw it back in 2000 when I got involved for the first time trying to push for immigration reform so we could have these essential and necessary workers coming into the workforce legally, providing money for tax money, helping out with the economy, helping out with Social Security money for people who are elderly, providing healthcare services and help for as healthcare workers, not the doctors or anything like that, but people helping out the doctors. And unfortunately, Congress is doing nothing. All they're doing is pointing at the border. Congress since 1995, the only thing they're focused on is at the border. When really the big problem is what's happening right now. They're devastating our economy, but not focusing on making sure that we have enough workers in the labor force. And it's a problem that's only going to get worse. As we can see, all these prices going up because it's very hard to get a worker. In fact, a lot of times people are forced to hire workers who are not skilled, and there's not enough workers in the labor force. We have to raise the prices of products. Employers have to pay more money for people who aren't qualified because we don't have enough workers in the labor force. And I've gone through it. We've gone through people deciding, oh, I don't want to work in a job because I can jump to another job easily and maybe get more money. And they threaten employers even though they don't even have enough qualifications. I've spoken to other professionals, other attorneys, other accountants. I've spoken to psychologists, other people who need helpers in their offices, their shops, and it's hard for them to get workers. This is especially true in areas of construction, in areas of gardening and landscaping and farming, in the entertainment industry, in restaurants. I think Congress really has to look seriously at itself and stop being so small-minded and stop blaming immigrants at the border and think of ways to have these people legally work in this country, help provide the extra tax money, help provide these people for a future. and not only give them some sort of thing that they did with the Mexicans in the early 1900s, some way of just letting them work, but giving them future so they can buy homes, they can travel, they can have their kids grow up in this country. A lot of times people come here, they stay here, and they invest in their future here in the United States, and that's what we need. We need families to grow here, and a lot of countries are doing this. Japan and other places are finally deciding that they need this type of help in their labor market. Thank you, and have a good day.